إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب.
May the peace and blessings of Allah the Almighty be upon us all. I welcome you to another production in our series, Islam and Science. The very purpose of this program is to take us to get to understand that Islam and science are not in conflict in any way, and that they have a point of convergence. Today, we are looking at why the flesh of swine is forbidden, as stated in the scriptures of so many religions, including Islam. Very many people in the public take swine as a delicacy, whether young or old, whether male or female. Is this right? What are they not doing right, and what harm does this thing stand to cause them? This is what we discuss here today on Islam and Science, here in the studios of Wahab Adam of MTA Africa. My guests are to my immediate left, Mr. Said Ubaidullah Kotier. He is the Temasecute president of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Ghana. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And next to him is Madam Amatu Subur Osman. She is a regulatory officer with the Food and Drugs Authority, Ghana. Madam, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, to start with you, Mr. Ubaidullah, why do you think the flesh of swine should be forbidden? And I expect you to do this with quick reference to the Holy Quran.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Islam, as the final religion, has to be perfect. It has to address all the fundamental needs of man. Therefore, the very early revelations to the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam contained in the Quran seeks to set the basics right. And Islam have drawn a concrete point that the physical being of a man, by extension human race, has a connection to his spirituality.
God.
So Islam seeks first to address that fundamental issue. So if you refer quickly to the Holy Quran, chapter 2, verse 174, also mentioned in Quran chapter 5, verse 4, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned, if you take chapter 2, verse 174, it mentioned about 4 things that forbidden to you are animals that dies of itself, blood, flesh of swine, and that which is killed or in the name of a god has been invoked on. So these are 4 things. Are grouped into 2. You can group them into 2. The first 3 has a direct link to the physical state of man, which is that which dies of itself, blood, and the swine, flesh of swine.
Okay.
These 3 are prohibited on the basis of their direct effect, which is that of, now in this context, swine.
Yeah.
That it has a direct effect on the physical being of man, and by extension his spiritual being. So these are the fundamental issue there, that first of all, the things that affects man's spiritual need has to be addressed. which is the foundation or the foundation state of religion, was first to look at those vices that Islam knows that it will affect your spirituality.
Okay.
In extension.
So, madam, how different is the flesh of swine from the flesh of other mammals?
Yes.
That we think it is not wholesome to consume.
The swine is one of the filthiest animals that you can find on earth, and it harbors a wide range of organisms such as parasites, bacteria, and it has a lot of microorganisms too. The flesh of swine contains excess fats.
All right.
It contains excess fats compared to other mammals. It also harbors a lot of toxins compared to other mammals. For instance, if an individual consumes pork into his body, it takes about 4 hours for it to digest.
All right.
Compared to taking, say, beef, which takes about 9 hours.
Okay.
So when this pork digests in the body, it releases a lot of toxins. Because it harbors a lot of toxins, it releases a lot into the body, which therefore puts pressure on the liver.
Okay.
And then also, it harbors a lot of parasites as well as other bacteria, as I said. Some of these parasites include worms such as tapeworm, hookworms. These are just the few I'll mention.
All right. Before I come back to you, I would like us to go for public opinion on this topic. I spoke to some people earlier on the topic, and then here is the tip.
Oh, well, I don't think the eating of pork is something bad or is forbidden. Me, for instance, I do eat pork, and I've not experienced any bad thing or bad effect on me. Jesus Christ created everything for mankind. I mean, God created everything for mankind to eat it. So there's nothing bad about it. I don't know why people are saying it's bad or it's forbidden. Is it because Jesus Christ casted some demons into them? No, there's nothing bad about eating pork. Mankind has every right to eat whatever he or she wants.
Me, for instance, I don't eat pork because I grew up into a family that, my mom told me that we hate it, we don't chew it. But I never bothered to ask the reason why. So there was a time I ate some and I had some rashes on me. So ever since, up to now, I've never tasted pork. And I hate if I see people chewing it.
I don't think human beings should eat it at all. Because I've seen it physically eating feces. Animal that eats feces, you don't know that person, what the sickness it will have on you or the effect it will have on you. So for me, I think pig is not good to be eaten.
I know cleanliness is next to godliness, but pork, to my point of view, even if it is not prohibited in Islam, I don't think I'll take that kind of meat.
It's just a straight directive from the Almighty, and I don't think it should be questioned because He created the whole world and all creations as well. So He knows what's good for us, and that is why He has directed us to abstain from it. And also looking at the animal itself, well, it comes with its own behavior, which is basically uncalled for. Apart from it, when it actually chances upon any crop, of course, in your farm, after consuming what it actually could take afterwards, it destroys the rest. So you can easily tell, because as the saying goes, you are what you eat. So you can imagine consuming an animal of such a behavior. So the Almighty Himself knows what is good for us. That is why He has directed us not to actually consume it.
All right. Welcome back. Now, from the public opinion, you could see someone mentioned that this is a straightforward directive from God Almighty, and there is no need for anybody to contest that. Is that right? I think there's supposed to be some kind of physical things that we can see. There's supposed to be something scientific, but not just believing that, once God Almighty says don't touch it, we should abstain.
Indeed, you will find out that in nature, even the very many things that there is no question about being eaten. For instance, there are people who don't eat beans because naturally when they eat beans, they react to them.
Yeah.
So you see that what Islam seeks to set is the things that have effect on you.
Yeah.
So it is not just for fun that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who created that same pork, will say don't eat it. But there is a local parable in my language that is like that the pig and the sheep were moving together, and as normal of the sheep, the head will go down.
Yeah.
So the pig was saying, as for you sheep, you are always looking down very stupidly.
Yeah.
Then the sheep laughed and said, oh, it's not that I'm stupid, but it is your shamefulness, because it's only you who have your genitals behind you. So because I don't want to look at them, I bend down. It's just a local balance to tell us of the condition of that animal. Like my sister rightly mentioned, it is one of the animals who doesn't discriminate in the things it eats.
Okay.
I am yet to find out that this is what a pork or a pig will not eat. So it tells you that somebody mentioned you are what you eat. And as I said earlier, there's a direct correlation between the things we eat and our behavior.
Okay.
If you look at the flesh-eating animals, carnivores, they are very wild because of the food they eat.
Okay.
Those that eat grass are sober. So if you then draw that lessons, as the Quran says that, in these are lessons for those who will reflect. So if we reflect on the commandments of Allah, in the case of the pig here, you will find so many aspects that supports the Quranic injunction that we should not eat flesh.
All right. So supporting the Quranic injunction that we should not eat pork, is there any scientific research that supports this idea that pork should be forbidden?
In a recent study conducted by World Health Organization, it established that meat products, especially pork and its derivatives, cause cancers.
Okay.
And they further went on to say that even consuming a hot dog in a day can increase your risk of getting colorectal cancer.
All right. Yes. Wow. That's so strange.
I think to add to what my sister has said, I have read that in a research that the pig contains about 98% of uric acid.
Okay.
Because by its nature, the kidney does not retain a lot of the uric acid, which is supposed to go out as urine. So it means that this uric acid is retained in the body. So by eating the flesh of it, you are directly eating urine.
Okay.
So it's just to buttress her point.
You are directly eating urine?
Of the pig.
Wow.
Because that urine, which is that substance, which is very harmful, like she's mentioned, uric acid, is retained largely, unlike other animals that extract it and pass it out as urine.
Okay, but this is something most people find as a delicacy. Many people enjoy pork. Is there a way that we can make it wholesome to consume?
Pork, as I earlier on mentioned, has a wide range of parasites, bacteria, in fact microorganisms. And all these have their various temperatures that they require when processing food.
Okay.
For you to do away with them.
Yeah.
And because of its wide range of parasites, it's difficult to give a particular temperature that you can use to do away with these parasites. For instance, parasites when you are processing it, when you are cooking it. So it is difficult to make it safe because of this. And also toxins it has a lot of toxins, and toxins cannot be done away with by heat. So once you consume this swine or pork, you are consuming it at your own risk because it will affect your health. So in effect, I will say that there's no way to make it wholesome.
So the best thing is
to abstain.
Someone says it's a dirty animal. How dirty?
Like I was saying, we grew out in our part of the country where we were close to people who were rearing pigs.
Okay.
And it so happens that when we were even going to the bush, we like to pass where the pigs have passed because we saw them as cleansing agents.
Okay.
They will eat the feces there, and it is even proven that they eat venomous snakes.
Wow.
Yeah, so we were safe that animal is like a baller car. It has, when I say baller here means
when it passes the dirt, it clears everything.
It takes away the dirt.
Okay.
So that's how dirty the animal is.
Okay.
And you will see it that if given the chance, the free will, by its fatty natures, it embeds itself into muddy and filth area.
Okay.
So I don't think there is any animal as dirty as the pig, from what I have witnessed physically.
Okay. Just as somebody stated in the video, that actually for him, he is not aware that his religion abhors pork. Neither does he have any scientific basis to abhor it. But naturally, when he takes it, he reacts to it. Is there any scientific basis to this?
As I earlier on mentioned that pork contains toxins, it has a lot of toxins and then a lot of fat. So probably consuming the flesh or pig or pork, in consuming it, you are consuming the toxins as well, because the toxins will get into the system. And all these, as well as the fats, and all this may have their side effects on your system. And then I would like to say that it depends on, it may vary from individual to individual. Someone might take pork and react to it differently from another person due to, as I said, the toxins and the fats. And because it harbors other parasites and microorganisms as well, once this goes into the system, they all have their side effects. It will interest you to know that when you take pork and then it contains tapeworm that gets into the bloodstream. Once this tapeworm gets into contact with the eye, it can lead to blindness.
Wow.
It can also cause heart attack once it gets to the heart.
Okay.
Yes.
And if I may add something there, you will find that in the Holy Quran, chapter 2, verse 174, as I mentioned, one of the prohibited things is blood.
Blood.
And by the nature of the pig, I don't know if you have looked at, where we grew up, we were so abreast of it. It doesn't seem to have a neck.
That's true.
So where do you slaughter? So it means that you can't get access to that live artery that passes through the necks of other animals. That makes it easy to slaughter and drain the blood away. So which means that apart from itself having a lot of toxins, as my sister mentioned, the blood will be retained in it, because you won't be able to get access to the live artery to drain all the blood away. So you see that there are so many things. It's just that, man by nature is attracted to things that are bad. And therefore, he doesn't make conscious effort to find out from his own perspective, is there something wrong with it? It is there. Somebody said in the video he doesn't see, but when you take a closer look at himself, you find out that there are so many problems that probably he is not taking notice of what they are there.
So are you by this saying that if actually he takes time to look into it, he will definitely abstain?
Definitely. You see, one question I will ask anybody eating pork is, tell me, what do you benefit?
He enjoys it.
Yeah, it is the state of the mind. That's why I'm saying that. If you say you enjoy it, tell me. So you would have told me that scientifically it has high level of this, which is good. It has high level of that. And prove a fact.
This is meat. Then undoubtedly, it has high level of protein in it.
And fat as well, as my sister have mentioned. So, you see, the religion by nature will let us understand that the very bad things that human beings like, they will go to the extent of, proving why they should do it. But if they listen to their own conscience, if they sat down and evaluate what are the benefits, yes, there may be some benefit, there's no doubt, because it is animal, it will give you some sort of nutrients. There's no doubt about that. But if you weigh, which is always the basis that man makes his decision, that if you weigh the benefits against the potential dangers associated with it, you will refrain even if there was no religious injunction on it.
All right. Madam, what advice or caution do you have to give to the viewer regarding the eating of pork? Briefly, 30 seconds.
To the viewers out there, especially those who consume pork, as I earlier on said, it contains a lot of toxins. Yes, and these toxins, when you consume pork, you are indirectly taking in these toxins into your body, which can cause cancers.
Imagine, you cut open this animal, there are undigested things in every animal we kill, and you find feces in it. What will you do?
You desert it, you throw it away.
Good. So these are some of the things I will appeal to people, that take a casual look at what you are eating. It has, and it will tell you lessons for yourself, aside what religious point of view or what religion have said. Take a casual look and evaluate the things you do. And if you do that, certainly, I can assure you that you will refrain from eating pork.
Okay, thank you very much. And, well, viewer, this is it. We have come to the end of the discussion. And I think we have learned a lot from these two people, both from the scientific and Islamic point of view. And we have come to understand that the pig isn't wholesome to consume. Once you consume it, you are consuming too much fat into the body. You are consuming toxins. You are consuming worms that cannot easily be done away with, because these are things that the human system cannot easily process. So the best thing to do is to refrain from consuming swine flesh. Until the same time next week, continue to enjoy our programs. May the peace and blessings of Allah the Almighty be on you.